Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society needs a spectacle. It might help us to see some people.
On A View from the Outside this week being the 27th of March 2021, we look at Lookout, L-O-O-K-O-U-T, Lookout, with the view asking, who does your government look out for? Do they look out for you? Do you look out for anyone? The Cambridge Dictionary defines lookout as to continue to watch carefully for something or someone, especially in order to avoid danger. That definition tells us that when you look out for someone or something, you watch out carefully for them. When you look out for someone or something, you take steps to prevent any danger or suspicious behavior affecting that person or thing. The trigger for this week's program is a disturbing 13 minutes and 46 seconds video, which was posted on Facebook earlier this week. The video features an elderly woman who was apparently staging a single-person protest under the gallery housing the Building and Loan Association. The video shows the woman holding a placard with the words, "Miss Haywood, Building and Loan steal my money. Shame on them. I work so hard. Have a heart, wicked people." When Miss Haywood, spoke, she explained that her name is Margaret Haywood and that she's living at Camden Park, and that day when she was there protesting was the first day of her protest. She said that she is 83 years old. She lived and worked in the USA for approximately 25 years, and that during that time, she has been sending her money home to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to save in a fixed deposit account at the Building and Loan Association. She said that at some stage, the Building and Loan Association converted over $50,000 of her money into shares, and that despite going there since 2013, she has been unable to get her money, and that no one, particularly at the Building and Loan Association, has shown any willingness to help her to get her money. Money which she said she needs to buy medicine for blood clot, high blood pressure, other medical conditions, and other things. She then, holding back tears, said that she has many problems and that she is in a state and that she does not know what to do. The video then became extremely upsetting when she said, "I am stressed. I have a lot of thoughts coming into my head. Thoughts like giving up. I could just kill myself because I do not know what to do." She said that she is just trying to get somebody to help her because she has been reaching out here, there, and everywhere, but nobody seems to want to help her get her money. She was then assured that others will join her in protest at the same place the following day and onwards. She was then asked whether she felt better, to which she replied yes. She was asked why she felt better, and she said, "I have somebody looking out for me." She appeared genuinely relieved that others will join her too, as she said, to look out for her. Another touching part of the video was when an elderly man, another senior citizen who seemed uncontrollable with emotions gave Miss Haywood what appeared to be a $50 note, which he said is to help her out. It is the contents of that upsetting video which has driven us here on A View from the Outside to cover this topic today and to ask the probing questions of you, the listener. As painful as the video is, though, it is heartwarming to see others come to the aid of Miss Haywood. It is touching to see how relieved Miss Haywood became when she was assured that others are there for her, to look out for her. Coming out of that video, though, some serious questions must be asked. Is that the way senior citizens are treated in St. Vincent and the Grenadines generally? Or does it depend on who that senior citizen is? Is that another face of justice in the country? Why is a senior citizen allowed to get to the stage of being suicidal, to bare her soul and her innermost thoughts to the world on the streets of Kingstown in order to try to get some redress? Irrespective of what the details are between the Building and Loan Association and Miss Haywood, why has no one from the Building and Loan Association made the effort to settle this matter in a more amicable way with Miss Haywood? There has to be a different way of resolving the matter than with such negative publicity. Surely that institution has to recognize that such negative publicity can do nothing more than undermine their image and damage their product. It is understood that Miss Haywood has made repeated representations in various forums to try to get the matter resolved. Why then has no one from the regime, a regime that has intervened on behalf of others, especially family members when it suits them, come to the aid of Miss Haywood? What happens when other senior citizens have grievances? What do they do? How do they resolve them? Surely the time has come for more to be done for our senior citizens. Surely Miss Haywood's case must serve as the awakening. The time has come to ask, what is the regime doing to look out for citizens or senior citizens in this regard? Where is their empathy for senior citizens? Is this not the time for the regime to set up the office of an ombudsman, and for the person who holds that office to look impartially into matters of this nature and to resolve them justly and fairly? Surely this must be the time. And with that, let us embark on asking other questions pertaining to who is looking out for you and who do you look out for. These are questions which, even if you find them uncomfortable, you should consider responding to them truthfully and in a manner which will bring you inner peace, comfort, and satisfaction. Did the regime look out for you when they imposed VAT on salt? Did they look out for you with their increase in customs charges? Charges which they know will undoubtedly have a knock-on effect on the price of all imported goods, and charges which they know will heap more financial misery and woes on you? Can you really say that they look out for you when they do that? Do they look out for you when they make misleading statements in the House of Parliament? Statements which give you the impression that you will be working in the Turks and Caicos Islands, when in fact the government of those islands refuted that claim on the basis that they have no such knowledge of any such arrangement. Who were they looking out for by misleading you about those purported vacancies, and in the process making St. Vincent and the Grenadines a laughing stock in the region and the rest of the world? Did they look out for you when they repeatedly promised to pay the workers of Bukamal? Yet, for years now, those workers still remain unpaid. Did they look out for Bigger Biggs and his scores of workers when they deliberately and spitefully shut down his multi-million-dollar business and put all of those employees out of work? Did they look out for you pertaining to employment generally? If they look out for you, why is unemployment so high? If they look out for you, why is youth unemployment even higher? Who do they look out for when they convince our young people to settle for $500 per month indefinitely on the YES program? The $500 which puts those young people below the poverty line. Who did they look out for when they stripped farmers of their wealth, independence, and land ownership? Remember that it is you who have the responsibility to answer those questions and to answer them truthfully. Do they look out for you when they expect you to be satisfied with substandard healthcare in the country, yet they fly out at will to get the best healthcare money can buy? Is it you they're looking out for? Are they on the lookout for van drivers and operators when they threaten not to increase the number of passengers which a van can carry unless the van drivers take the vaccine? Who do they look out for when they threaten to bring their own buses, which will effectively put minivans or minibuses out of business and leave hundreds of workers out of work and their family members on the breadline? Did they look out for the port police when they inevitably put them out of work, when they abolished the post of those workers merely because they exercised their constitutional right to protest? Who do they look out for in the cannabis industry? Who is benefiting? Check to see who's really making the big bucks, and then you will know who they genuinely look out for. Did they look out for the opposition parliamentarians when they tossed them down the stairs out of Parliament and left the Honourable Daniel Cummings, the Member of Parliament for West Kingstown, with long-term injuries and having to undergo life-threatening operations? Who did they look out for when they usurped the House of Parliament and in effect ruled that a motion of no confidence can ever be held against the regime? Whose interest were they serving? Who do they look out for when, for years now, they promised to investigate the assertions of bank accounts allegedly with millions of US dollars held in them and held by members of the upper echelons of the regime? And up to now, they have not revealed the results of any such investigation. Do they look out for you when they make no such revelation? Do you think they look out for you when they continue not to reveal the findings of the country poverty assessment? Who do they look out for when they are aware of the dire poverty which exists in the country, yet they seemingly do nothing about it? And how about you? Who do you look out for? Do you take the time to look out for your family? Do you look out for the vulnerable and those in distress in your communities? Do you look out for Bigger Biggs, knowing that a grave injustice of the most egregious kind was done to him? Have you seen the videos of Yogi Farrell lately? Do you look out for other young ladies in the country to ensure that a situation such as Yogi Farrell's is never ever repeated in the country? Do you look out for Marcus de Freitas to try to get him paid for his property, which was compulsorily acquired from him, and which for years now the court ruled that he must be paid, yet he's not paid? Do you look out for Simone Murray and her husband Dr. Wayne Murray and their family, who had their lands compulsorily acquired in dubious circumstances? And how about the other landowners who have a similar fate? Do you look out for them? If you do not look out for any or all of these people, the serious question which you are encouraged to ask yourself is why? Why do you not look out for them? It is worth remembering that no man or woman, for that matter, is an island, and that there may come a time, there may come a day when, as comfortable and as untouchable as you feel you are, you may need someone to look out for you. We, here on A View from the Outside, hope that you would not just sit in your own comfort and do not look out for those around you, especially those who are in distress. And as you do that, we urge you to be mindful of the words of the legendary South African leader, Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years of his life in prison for standing up and looking out for the oppressed and downtrodden blacks under the brutal apartheid regime. He said, "Recognize the world is hungry for action, not words. Act with courage and vision." Justin, and all of the listeners, until next week, this is Brereton Horne with A View from the Outside, with a reminder to send your feedback as usual to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. We also invite you to visit and like our Facebook page at A View from the Outside, and also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel at JMB Horne. Have a pleasant Saturday, have a wonderful Sunday, and a productive week ahead as we encourage everyone to look out for others around you. All the best to you, Justin, and the listeners.